but it's only €50. And I'm saying, but I have to earn €100 to give you €50.
Yeah.
I have to pay tax. They just think it just magically appears. For the younger generation, they don't feel money, they don't count notes. Money to them is a Revolut card that either works or it doesn't work.
Welcome back to the Get Up 10 podcast. And today we have another amazing guest and a very good friend of mine, Christine Dempsey. Christine, thank you so much for being here.
Sharon, thank you so much for inviting me today. I'm very proud and privileged to be part of this. So my name is Christine Dempsey. I run a business, Nice Property Management. I've been doing that now since 2002. I also have a pub in Kildare Town as well, which I've been running since 2008. So I've been working for myself practically my whole life. So I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Great. So before we go into the business of what you do, because there's a couple of things I want to touch on today. It's about property, landlords, renting. I want to talk about negotiation and doing a deal. But before we go into all that, tell us about your life growing up and I suppose where you got your work ethic from and what impact your childhood had on how you run businesses today and how you are today in life.
Well, I grew up on a dairy farm. I am the oldest of 6 children, 5 girls and 1 boy. So I suppose I always say to my parents, you had 6 children, so you'd have 6 slaves. But
I love that.
I know it was great actually living on a farm. I've been working since I could carry a bucket of milk to feed a calf. So probably since about 7 or 8 years of age. I'm probably driving tractors since I was 9. So I loved being outside. I loved the outdoors. I loved being with the animals. It was just, I loved it.
And I think the work ethic in farming, my dad's from a farming background as well, but just it is every day of the year. There's no days off.
No days off. Christmas Day, that's it. You'd get up Christmas morning, down, get the milking done, get the slats scraped and do the bedding, feed the calves, back up then, go to mass, come home, go back down and do the feeding, back up for the dinner, and then the same thing again in the evening because the cows had to be milked. So it was really, when you grow up on a farm, there's no I can leave that till tomorrow or I can leave that till later. There's not. Cows are there, they're standing at the gap at the field and they're nearly calling, crying, bring me in and milk me. Do you know, they're ready to go and you just have to go and do it.
That's unbelievable because I think when you have that life and that's your life growing up and it's all you know and it's all you see, that then translates into everything that you do when you grow up.
Absolutely, because it gives you a really good work ethic. You're up early in the morning. There's no, I feel sorry for the children for today because they don't have that same thing that we had.
Yeah.
You know, even outside when you're playing and you're making cakes out of ashes and you're making your own perfume out of flowers and doing all that kind of thing. Well, even though we'd go in and rob our mother's perfume and put it into it to make it smell nicer, but, you know, it's a different time.
Yeah.
And even my father, he'd be saying, oh, when I was young, I used to have to do this and that and the other. And I feel like I'm saying the same thing now myself to my own daughter, you know. Yeah. And when he used to say, when we'd be sitting down having our dinner, he'd say, I used to tin turnips in this spot. Now, I don't know what tin turnips is, but I think it's weeding them or something. But I say to my own daughter, oh, when I was younger, I used to do this and I used to do that. And she thinks I'm an owl one now. So,
but I think you really did do it and you really did work hard. And kids then had to work. You all had to work on that farm to kind of keep things going.
Well, we did. It was only a small dairy farm now, the way things are now. I know larger farmers now have 500 and 700 cows. We only had 80. So I suppose, you couldn't afford to pay someone else to come in to do the work.
And when you grew up then and you started in the workplace, did you work for yourself starting off or did you go and work for somebody else?
No, my first paid job was I worked in Giorgio's restaurant beside Top Nolan's in Kildare Town. So it was an Italian restaurant. So I worked there as a waitress. That would have been when I did my leaving cert.
Okay.
And then when I was in college, I kind of stayed there as well. I'd work the weekends. And then after college, I worked for O'Dwyer Property Management in Ballsbridge. So
Did you?
Yeah.
And you travelled up and down?
I travelled up and down every day. Yeah. Now, when I started, I didn't have a car, so I used to go on the train. But the lads were good. Like, they'd give me a lift to Houston, you know, when
Yeah.
we'd be going home after work. But then the longer I was there, then the more responsibility you'd have. You'd have to go to AGMs and meetings for block management, blocks and stuff like that. So you needed the car then. So, like, you were like in the car 6 o'clock in the morning, like what everyone is doing now.
Yeah.
But those meetings, then people wanted to be able to come home from work and have their dinner and not have their meeting then till 7:30. But it meant I had to wait till 7:30, you know, still in
Yeah,
Dublin.
so
And then
you
it'd be
thought,
after
no.
11 o'clock then by the time you'd leave and get home.
And what was it about property that you liked?
I didn't like the block management.
Okay.
But I loved the lettings. I loved the buying and doing all that. Like, I suppose my parents, where our farm was situated, there wasn't any room for it to grow because we were right at the edge of the town in Kildare town, and sure, it was just too expensive to buy.
Okay.
You know, so instead of him growing his farming, he got into property.
Okay, so your dad's then.
So he started it, and as himself and Mammy said, like, in the 80s, they started to go up to see about buying stuff, but they were just too afraid.
Okay.
So it took them a few years, but then they started buying stuff. But sure, we'd be all thrown in the car when they'd be going up to look at something, and we'd be told to wait there till they come back. And it'd
how
feel
did
like
they
an
find
hour.
them? I know we spoke about it. It used to be on the paper or something.
It used to
back
be in
then.
the paper. Like, you'd get the property supplement, and I think it used to be on Friday in the Irish Independent, and you'd be having a look through that, and then should we go up to Dublin and have a little look around to see if we could find stuff.
And would
where
you
it
be
was.
there when they were doing the deal, when they were negotiating, when they were? Or
Well,
would
I
you be
probably
in the
was
car?
too young then,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I would get to go in to do some viewings with them. Well, I suppose they knew I loved it as well. Like,
Yeah.
you'd go up maybe on a Sunday and drive around certain areas, and you'd have to write down who was selling what house and what street it was on, and then to ring, then to make an appointment to view it. So, like,
Okay.
there was no internet then.
No, it was different times.
Different times.
And when your dad, say, was selling cattle, buying, were you there young, seeing that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sure, you'd love to go to the march. It was a day out.
Yeah.
You know, but my mother was actually the one who used to do a lot of going to the march.
Was she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
like
she
the two of
finds
them
out-
really worked together as a team. So it wasn't just him. Yeah, the
She
two
had
of
a
them.
big-
Yeah, she
yeah.
definitely did. The two of them worked together on it. Like, even now, she said we'd have our little planning days when you'd be gone to school, and they'd have their breakfast, and they'd go through, you know, their money, what they had to spend, what they were going to do for the next year, if they were going to like upgrade like the milking parlour or what bits and
Brilliant.
pieces. So it was the two of them
So they
that did
took
it
it like a
together.
business plan. Like they sat down,
They
ran
sat
it like
down
a
and they
business.
ran their farm like a business.
And it is a business, really. It is.
It is, yeah. But I
But-
suppose then I learned those trades from them too,
Yeah.
because I do that as well. I'm not a person who's like, oh, margins and percentages and stuff like that. I don't get that. My mind doesn't work like that.
Okay.
I'm real, like, I sit down with my piece of paper and I write down and I say, well, how much is this going to be, that going to be? And I think that kind of frightens, I think, people as well in getting into business too. And I'm kind of sidetracking a little
Yeah,
bit.
no.
But like, they have the fear of the finances.
Yeah.
You know, and they just don't know how to do it. But it's the same as running a household budget. But I think
It's
people,
exactly the same.
but I think people don't even do that anymore either. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's back to basics.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
like,
think,
what will I have left at the end?
yeah,
That's what I always say to people. Will you have anything left at the end? That's what you need to kind of work and look at.
Well,
it's no mystery.
no, there's no mystery. Like, once you know what your costs are going to be, just write them down, and you know you're going to have to make $4,000 this month to pay all of those
Yeah.
off, and then anything after that, then,
That's your profit.
well, at least you can pay yourself.
Yeah.
And
And do you know what I think as well? Like, I think when you have to work hard, you've more value on money.
I 100% agree with
Yeah.
you. You don't waste it.
No, because you're like, that's too hard earned for me to throw that away, wasting it on money, wasting it on cheap stuff, wasting it on stuff. I think when you work hard, the money means more to you. So you're careful of how you spend it.
Like, you even see it, like, well, I'm trying to teach my own child, like, and she'd say, oh, but it's only €50. And I'm saying, but I have to earn €100 to give you €50.
Yeah.
Do you not understand it
Yeah.
like that? And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, I have to pay tax.
Yeah.
And she said, well, what's tax for? And I said, well, that's to pay for you to go to school. It's to do the roads. It's to pay
The
for
running of the
everything.
country.
To run
Yeah.
the country. You know, like they just think it just magically appears. And I really think for the younger generation, they don't feel money, they don't count notes. They don't
Yeah.
know what money is like. Money to them is a Revolut card that either works or it doesn't work.
Yeah,
You
Christine.
know, and really they do need like
To be
the
educated around
educated
money,
around
because
money.
we probably got it in a different way that we weren't aware that we were being educated around money, because nobody had any. So when you
Yeah.
had money, you had to invest it. I'm dead serious, Ed, because you had to be careful, invest it in. What am I going to do with my money? How am I going to make my money make money? But it just wasn't readily available. And in the 80s in Ireland, nobody had surplus money. And if you did, you were in the very, very few.
Yeah, but I really think you learn your money, how do you say it? How to treat money and spend money. You learn it from a very early
Yeah.
age, like from a child. Like we always went to mass every Sunday, but like you got your money 50 pence or something after mass. So you had to make a decision when you went into the shop. Was I going to get a packet of crisps? Was I going to get 51p mix up
Yeah.
things or what? They don't do that anymore.
No, it's Revolut.
Yeah.
And kids have so much. But I think that was when I really started working for myself. I had more respect for money than I did when I was a PAYE like employee.
Yeah, because you know that you're going to get that same amount of money next week.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Like, you know, when Friday comes, that money's in your bank
Yeah.
account. Yeah. When you work for yourself, there is no guarantee of anything.
No.
And I think as well too, when people start off with their business, like, yeah, they're careful. As their business grows, they get more money in.
Yeah.
They pay themselves more money. They're getting used to that level of spending. And then when things start to go wrong, they can't cut themselves back.
Yeah.
They're still in that zone, and then their business fails because they're bleeding it dry.
We spoke about this, myself and Ed, earlier, the very same thing. We were talking about as your business scales and as it grows. And what I said was, I treat myself, even though it's my business, as an employee. I pay myself this money.
Yeah.
And if there's surplus, the surplus gets put back into the business to reinvest. I'm not draining that business every month. We had a great month. I'm going to give myself a big fat bonus. And I see people that make that mistake.
Yeah.
I reinvest it back into the business, but I sit down and I look and I say, okay, where would that money be best served? Will I put it here, there? Where am I going to put the money? I think that's where people go wrong. They just keep taking the money from the business as if it's theirs,
Yeah.
and not thinking rainy day, bad month, bad year, recession, COVID, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You have to have a few bob in the bank to kind of get you through those tough times.
You see, I've always had to live carefully like that. Like when I was working in Dublin, I had already got a house and I had a mortgage on that house and I had the house rented. But then when you're young, and I rented it obviously myself.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, they're grand, they're going to pay me the money. I've got my next mortgage payment on the 1st, sure, I'll go with it. Like I run my business totally different than that now.
Yeah.
As in, like if a tenant's coming, are they, like, have they got a good track record? Have they got the means to pay the rent and stuff like that? But I think people just... Oh, this is a bit crap now, what I'm trying to say.
No, go.
But anyway, when I rented that house to those people, they were grand and they were lovely, like really nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they didn't pay the rent, the money had to come out of my wages to pay the mortgage. So it left me with no money.
And I've heard horror stories of people, their house been wrecked, they can't get tenants out, they don't pay the rent. There is horror stories out there.
Lots of them.
Loads. So let's think about, right, so I'm looking at these people who are giving advice to young people and they're like, invest in property. Invest in property, become a landlord. Things have changed. It's not that easy now. So all those things can go wrong. You might not get paid your rent. How do you get them out if something goes wrong? What if they wreck your house? All of that. Let's just talk about rentals first. Things have changed now. Legislation, rental agreements, all of that. Talk to us about what that looks like now for people. So if someone is thinking of buying a property to rent.
Like, I still think that property is a good investment.
Okay.
100%. And anyway, I live by the sword, die by the sword, whatever you say that saying is.
Yeah.
But I really do. Like your house, it's working for you, even if it's not getting rent in.
Yeah.
It's appreciating in value. You know, so look, if you have 500,000 sitting in the bank, what are you going to get for that every year?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. It's actually devaluing. You know, it's just becoming worth less and less and less. You have your house for 500,000, say, for an example, you get £2,000 a month. It's 24 grand a year. You'll have to pay half of that to the tax man, but you're getting 12 grand. Your money is making you 12 grand, plus your house is increasing in value as well at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, get a good agent working for you, and your house will work well for you.
And what does a good agent look like?
Me, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
So what are they looking for when they ring? So how would you look after your clients compared to other people?
Well, the thing, it's experience.
Yeah.
It's reputation.
Yeah.
You know, you want someone who's trustworthy. Ask around, like I'm in this business 2002 as an Ace Property Management. And like when we started, well, I actually bought into that business at that time, but there was no actual management of it. It was just a letting agency. So you let the house and then it was let, and then the landlord looked after it themselves after that. Now, so we started, when I started there, then I said, look, trying to make the business more profitable. You were doing work there you weren't getting paid for.
Yeah, big in the early days.
Big, yeah. Look, we're still doing it, but look, it's the way, the nature of the game.
Yeah.
So anyway, decided anyway, look, I said we will offer this service, and like some people didn't go with it. They felt a bit, you know, you kind of had to work. Well, Christine's in the business here now, so this is the way things are going.
Yeah.
But people didn't go for it initially. Some of them didn't, and then others did. And then some of them now we do manage that we didn't manage for years. But like the thing is, you either pay me or you make more profit doing it yourself. But then you're going to have to pay more tax. So I say to my clients, pay me instead of paying revenue.
And the stress that it takes off your head.
So
you collect the rent, you make sure you vet the people going in.
I'll market your property, I'll carry out the viewings, I'll vet your tenants, and it's like getting a mortgage now, as if you're going to rent a house off me, because if I don't think you can pay, you won't get it. You know, that's just the way it is.
But
it has to be affordable.
That's the stress then that's gone off people.
That's it. Your tenants are moved in, then they'll pay me every month. You'll get your monthly invoice. Your rent will be transferred into your bank account. Any repairs or maintenance, we look after it for you. We'll inspect your property for you. We can upgrade your house as well. Like, it's not just the letting and the management that we do. Like, I've just refurbished a house for a new client, put in a new kitchen, got the floors resanded.
That's an amazing service.
Got it painted, got all new blinds. Now, we've decided we're going to let it unfurnished, and I've the new tenant moved in there yesterday. He is delighted with the house. Absolutely loves it. The tenant is delighted.
And also you don't have to deal with the builder, the blinds man, all that's done.
Sure, we have a full crew working for us.
Yeah.
So
that's the difference.
We have somebody to do everything.
And where do you think people go wrong when they let... I know we were chatting about it before we went live there in terms of becoming emotionally involved with the property, and what do you see, or if people are listening and they're thinking, should they not do?
Well, first instance is they're too emotional with the people that they meet.
Okay.
You know, their stories, but everyone has a story.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't be emotionally involved in any investment. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
You know, like... Then as well, they do the house like they think that they're going to live in it. The furniture, the tea towels, buying knives and forks. They spend money on silly, silly things. Like if I come, Sharon, I look at your house and I'll say, Sharon, it needs to be painted. And you'll say to me, oh, I can't afford that or whatever. And I'd say, well, we'll get that room done. We'll get that much done. What budget have you got? And we'll maximise that, get the most amount of work that we can do for that. Like furniture now, people are happy to buy their own furniture. They like a good bed. They have a bad back. Do you know, stuff like that.
So where should they invest?
Really
painting?
Invest painting it. If it needs a new kitchen, put that into it. You're adding value to your house. A $2,500 suite of furniture from Harvey Norman's is not going to add value to your house. You know, you're better off going $5,000 and upgrading your kitchen or upgrade your bathroom, things like that. So tomorrow, if you need to sell your house is worth more now because of that money that you've put into it. Not with the rugs and the light shades and the lamps and the fancy mirrors, you know.
Yeah,
like
that's not adding value.
That's not adding value. So you just need to be clever about it and use your money where you can. Like, and tenants love to put their own taste and their own mark and stuff like that. They are so excited about getting their first home, or
They want to
they
put the
want
buy
their
the
own
suite and the
stuff.
rug and the thing.
They
Yeah.
want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They want the L-shaped sofa. They don't want the one that the landlord's going to buy that will be okay.
Yeah.
You know,
So that's kind of a waste of money.
waste of
And in
money.
terms of people want to build up a portfolio of houses, or if they want to, like, okay, they have their first house now, they've that rented, they want to add to it, they want to look at that. When we were in China, I have to tell everybody this, I never saw anybody negotiating a deal like you in my life. I said, she was a master at this. I never saw anything like it. I just was like, and I'm good at negotiating deals, right? Because I collect money, so I know how to do a deal. This was next level. You were just putting in the numbers. When people are looking at buying something, say if you're going into a negotiation, do you have a price in your mind? What do you do before you go in to buy a property or look at a property or invest?
Well, I always try and look for a property where you can add value to,
Okay.
or something that needs value. I would never, if I'm buying an investment property, buy a brand new property.
Okay.
I would always go for something secondhand.
Right.
The way the market for the new houses are anyway, I think they're inflated as well with the tax that you can get back, and they're geared for first time buyers, all that kind of thing. Like with an old property, you see what the neighbourhood is truly like. You can drive down as many times as you want, see how many cars is parked at night time, to see what way the parking is, what the neighbours are like, get a good
Yeah.
feel for it. You know, there's a bigger gardens, there's a driveway, you can put 2 cars in. A lot of them, they're closer to the town as well. They're in better locations. The newer
Okay.
developments, they're outside that. Like, while you own a property and while you're upgrading it, like, you mightn't be able to do everything at once, but like, you can claim all that against your tax. Do you know? Stuff like that. But like, yeah, if I'm looking at something, it's maybe where maybe you might be able to build another house beside it, or
Okay.
some kind of like little things like that where you can add value to it. Um,
So don't just buy the
the
one that
shiny
maybe,
new penny.
yes.
No, no. Go for
Okay.
the older one. You might be able to maybe make another unit beside it. So
Okay,
you're
because
going to
the
get
older ones
2.
generally have bigger gardens and stuff like that.
You can, or maybe there might be a garage that you can convert, or you might be able to maybe extend it and make a 2-bed beside a 3-bed and
So you're
get your
always
value
thinking
from it.
rental. I can rent that. I can rent the second
I can
one.
rent that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Or even if you were buying your own home, or you were buying something of a house, you could, where you know that there's potential to build beside it either. So like, live in the house, the first house, look for your planning permission. Down the road, then you can sell the house you're living in. You don't pay any capital gains tax on it. Build a new house and live in it, and then you're in a new A-rated one, and you still have your investment
Yeah, okay.
next door beside you.
And that's what you were looking for, Christine. And would you say if you were going out to look at a property tomorrow, do you get them ever at auction or anything like that?
I have bought stuff at auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have like a price in your head that you think I'm not going above this? Would you ever?
Yeah, you
'cause
do.
could-
You have to set your cut off.
Okay.
Absolutely. You can't, because you can just get emotionally, like, on the buzz of it. Oh, I'll go again. I'll go
Yeah.
again. I'll go again. It's so nerve wracking, but it's so exciting at the same time.
Yeah.
I love auctions. I've been going to them since I was a child.
Yeah.
I even love going for the buzz of it. If I see a bit of land down the road that's up for auction, I love going.
Yeah. But you can get then brought along on a journey and bidding against somebody, and particularly if you have the money, but then you're making a silly investment.
Yeah, well, I think if you're going to an auction, you've already done your research. You already know like what the value of it is. Well, then you're limited.
Or you should have.
But you're limited to what money you have available, like what the bank's going to lend you. You can't just
Okay.
go in and there go, oh God, I just spent 750,000 at an auction where
So
you
do a
sign
bit of
the auction
research,
there and then.
Look at the know what it's worth, look at what you have, and kind of think, right, my max spend here, even if I have 750, I'm not going above X because that's all this is worth.
Well, it always nearly goes 20 or 30% over the guide price anyway. So you have to be prepared for that. But you're signing your contract on the day. There's no backing out. You're paying your 10% while you're there at the auction. So that deal is done.
Okay.
You have to come up with the rest of the money in the next, 8 weeks. Could be a month to close.
Yeah, it's a buzz.
So
though,
you
isn't
have
it?
to be,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it is a buzz, but yeah, look, it is it's more land auctions than houses. like there is the BidX auctions, you know, for the repossessed houses. A lot of them were. That's all gone online now, so it's just different. You're just hitting a
It's not
button.
the same.
Not the same.
No,
No.
no, been in the room, not the same.
No, no.
So if people were buying a portfolio, you'd say, look at old houses. Go look at the older ones. Look at the ones that
Well, not
aren't
too old.
Yeah, but like I mean, if they need a little bit of TLC,
Yeah, like there's
get them.
grants available there now for upgrading.
I know, there's
you know, the
the,
BERs. There's the
There's
derelict
the
one.
derelict one. Yeah, what do you get? 70 grand or something for that?
70, I think, if it's derelict, and then
Vacant
50,000
homes,
if
yeah.
it's and then you'll get the SEAI grants as well. I haven't looked into them now in a
Hmm.
good long time, but you know, for energy, there's grants now for windows, for front doors, for insulating. Plenty of grants.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, so
Yeah.
people should do that. And listen, what do you think is next for you, Christine, in terms of your business, in terms of property management? What do you think is next in that industry?
Well, I know you were saying earlier about the new regulations, but I think being a property investor is actually good at the moment. I know what's wrong is a lot of the landlords that we have here in Ireland, they only own 1, 2, 3 properties, but a lot of them are getting elderly.
Right.
So, like a lot of my portfolio, my clients are older, and like there is no new people coming along.
Right, so it's there for the taking.
It's there for the taking. If you have money, as I said, it's going to work for you better in a property than it is going to in a bank.
Yeah.
You can do investments and stuff like that, but like what rate of return are you going to get on it?
You're guaranteed nearly with property.
I think you are,
Yeah.
you know.
And I know it ebbs and flows, and we had the recessions and we had stuff where things dipped
But
back
even
down.
if your house back in 2013 was only worth 120,000, it's gone back up now
Yeah,
again
it
to
is.
nearly 400,000.
Yeah.
So it's just don't sell at that time.
Yeah, just be
You know,
smart about it.
just be smart
Yeah.
about it. But the problem is it's getting the money from the bank. You know, if you are an investor, you're going to have at least 30% deposit. You know, if you're going to be getting a loan to fund it, to fund your investment. But then it's not going to really work too well for you if you have to pay the bank back and you have to pay the revenue, the
Yeah.
tax man.
You're not going to make much on it then, unless
But
the
like,
rent is.
it's fine if you say, well, I'm okay with subsidising that for the next 15 years. But
Because
if you're
at
not,
the end, I'm going to have X. Yeah.
yeah, you're going to have that. You're going to have a house there when your children get older that you can sell, and you can, if you have 4 kids, you can give each of them 100 grand to start themselves, or you're going to have it there as your own pension. Like you can buy properties as part of your pension portfolio, but you have to have the price of the house in your pension in order to buy it.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure what way. I know they used to lend to go in your pension, but I'm not sure if that is there anymore.
Okay. Okay. And tell me, you have another business. You also have a pub.
I do. I have a pub.
How do you manage the two, Christine? Because I've one and I'm wrecked.
I don't know.
It's all that
A busy
dairy
person,
milk.
I'll always find something to
Yeah.
do. No, I just, in 2008, I just ended in there by default. My parents actually owned the building and it had been rented and the tenant owed rent and had to be evicted. So then I kind of stepped in just for a few months.
So you never planned to run a pub?
No. I just was there helping them and just to keep it afloat until we got a new tenant for it. But now I'm still there. Like, it was the worst pub in the town, absolutely. Like, it was awful. But then I suppose the longer I was in there, the more I loved it. And then I was changing things up and it started to turn around.
Right.
Now, as you say, like, when you're starting a business, I got no money out of that for the first couple of years. Nothing. I didn't pay myself. I just reinvested. When I did get some money together, refurbished it. And then I refurbished it again then after COVID or during COVID. But like, yeah, it's working well. It's just, I love the community of it.
Do you?
I love the customers. I have a great team of girls and guys now
Yeah.
working for me. We were all female there for a while.
Like us, I know. We have to diversify. We have to.
So we have 3 guys now.
Yeah.
They're all part-time now, but like they're great and the girls I have are great. But like you have to allow, I suppose for me, Yeah, and then the pub got busier, and then you're busy with the property management as
Yeah.
well. And then I said, oh, Grant, try get a manager. Sure, it'll be grand. I'll just get him
Yeah.
in. Sure, he'll do everything. It'll be wonderful. After 6 weeks, it didn't work. Customers didn't like him. Staff didn't like him. He came in trying to make too many changes. All I wanted was someone to carry on the way I was doing things.
Yeah.
But so I said, look, had to have a little sit back with myself and go, well, what am I going to do now? So I said, well, I'm just going to have to start delegating. I think as well, when you're running a business and it's small, you do everything. But you also think that no one else can do it as good as you can do it.
I know. I know.
So you kind of, you have to give a bit of responsibility, I think, to the staff that you have and let them grow, because they'll surprise you.
Yeah.
They really will. Like, I'm so surprised with my girls, the talents that they had that I were underutilising, and I just wasn't giving them the opportunity to grow for themselves as well, and they feel now they're part of the team.
Yeah, but they are. And they feel like they're part of the growth and the success
That's
of
what
the
I mean.
business.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
They're just not in there just to do their hours and just look at 6 o'clock and going home, or it's 12:30 and I'm going home. Like, they're passionate about it, and then they're excited about different projects and different things that we're going to do. And I just had to
How do
go
you
from
think
there.
people can instill that in? Myself and Ed were talking about this as your business grows and you lose people and you gain people and things change. And how do you instill that like passion for the business in people, do you think?
Some of them will never get it or never have it.
Yeah.
They just don't. They're just in to do their job, and that's it. And like, look, you need people who are just going to be the worker bees, as we call them. But then you will get some, as I say, they'll surprise you.
Yeah,
And then
give
they'll
them the
grow with you.
opportunity. Let them.
And give them the opportunity, 100%.
Do you
Yeah.
think if you run one business, you can run any business?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Yeah.
transferable skills.
Transferable skills. It's all the same, really. It's still on the same principles. It's
Yeah.
still the same things with your staff. But like, staff is the hardest thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, some of them you're a mother to, you're a counsellor to them. You, like, if they are happy, all their life has to be happy. But sometimes, like, other things that is going on at home and stuff like that. But like, you try and help them as best you can.
Yeah, it is. And I think people are looking for more now from their work and their working environment. They want community. They want to get on well with the team members. All that's important to them. And they want to feel valued. It's
Yeah.
not just a job, come in 9 to 5. And I think that's the difference between somebody who just runs a business and someone who's a leader, because you have to be able to lead them on, this is our vision, this is my vision for where this is going to go, and I want all you to come with me. And that's hard. It's hard when you're not, when you're very busy and you're having a bad day and you have your own stuff to deal with, and you're trying to take on all of their stuff too and make sure
Yeah.
that they're okay.
Yeah, and like, it is important for their well-being, 100%.
Yeah.
And then, like, once they know too that you have their back and you are there, and you're there as a support channel as well for them. I'm not saying that you're there babying them, but like, they know that if they have a problem, come to you. You'll do your very, very best. And sometimes they just need somebody to confide in, and know that someone is there for them if they do have something going on. I'm kind of sidetracking here now.
That's
like,
brilliant, because I tell you, I do that too, Christine, because I think this is the female, it's the female way of leading. It's like emotional intelligence. It's sometimes just seeing something in someone that they need a little pick up.
Yeah.
That they need that. They'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I've had managers that I worked under that I know when I was going through terrible times, they were just there for me. And I never forgot that, but I never let them down either.
Yeah.
I valued that. And I think that's what being a
But
leader
I
is.
think as well too, if you are, but when you're going through tough times yourself, your staff will be there to hold you up. And I have
100%.
experienced that 100%. They've been there for me. They've really rocked together when they knew that times were shit for me lately.
Yeah.
And like, they were there, they had my back. They worked stuff out themselves because they knew I just wasn't there for them at that time. Now, thankfully, I'm out through the storm.
Yeah.
I'm a different person now, this side of it. But yeah, I'm there for them.
But isn't
And then
that
they're
great
for
that
me.
they were there for you? And I think that
Yeah.
I have the same with my team, and we're all women as well. But like even the young, we've girls in their 20s all the way up to in their 50s. And you'd want to see the way they work together. But you'd want to see the way they mind me when I need it to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that. And
Yeah.
and I think that leadership, that female leadership piece, like I look at a lot of men and they're missing that. They think that that's a sign of weakness. It's not.
No, and as well as that, well, with my team, I say to them, like, if I met you somewhere and I'd say, oh, Christine, or this is whoever, and they'd say, oh, this is my boss. I'd say, no, I'm not your boss. We work together. We're a team together. I don't give labels. I don't know whether
I
that's
like
right
that,
or
yeah.
wrong. You know, everyone is the same, but you just have different
Roles and responsibilities.
different roles and different responsibilities. Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely. It's a lovely way of leading. I
You know,
love that.
And like, if someone gets sick in the toilets, I'll clean it as much as any of the others will do it. Because why would I be different than them?
Yeah, and I think you get more respect when you roll up your sleeves and do what they do. You're not asking anybody else to do what you wouldn't do.
I wouldn't ask anyone else to do anything that I wouldn't do. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Brilliant.
can't.
I know you have new things coming down the line. Do you want to share what they are, or do you want to just say there are new things coming down the
There
line?
are new things coming down the line.
Okay.
I'm not going
So
to
we'll
share
hold,
yet.
we'll wait.
We'll wait till the next time.
But I think our trip to China was more than the trip to China. So 4 of us went, but we kind of grew in more ways than just seeing China and seeing what was out there and looking at the technology and the robotics. It was much more than that, wasn't it?
I think for me, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. I grew as a person. I'm at the top of the stairs now. I was at the bottom of the stairs when I went.
Yeah.
Is the only way I can explain it. I was just enlightened. I was a spring in my step. I came back and it was like the old me was back alive again. I'm a dreamer again. I'm in the shower and I'm thinking this and this and this and will I do that? And like, that's my time. Those few minutes every morning when I'm in the shower is when I kind of put a few little pictures or puzzles in my head and go, will I do that or will I do that? And yeah, I came
amazing.
back.
I don't know whether it was the country, the company, the time out, or everything.
I think it was great with the time difference because it meant the business at home had to just work without you.
Yeah.
We were 8 hours ahead. So like there was nothing they could do. During their working day, we were in bed
Yeah.
or vice versa. So, you know, I really thought that was good. It was great, all of 4 of us together, and we were bouncing each other ideas off each
Yeah.
other. And do you
With
know what?
9 businesses coming home, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing the other, we're going to. We were like, we had about 9 new businesses.
Absolutely. But like, you know, and even like saying to each other, like, you know, oh, Sharon, do you know, I had a great idea. I was thinking about this for you. I think that might work for you. And like, you were also good for that for me. And telling me, like, I've been treading water for the last couple of years. I've just been stagnant. And really, like, by being with you, like, I was a dinosaur. I was going to go extinct.
Do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was. Sometimes when everything is the same and monotonous, you get bored.
And comfortable.
Uncomfortable. Yeah. And I needed new challenges for myself. And I needed new.
When it's the people that you surround yourself with. And I see that said on Instagram and I read it in books, but I felt it. I felt it on that trip.
Well, I agree 100% with you because they say, oh yeah, follow your tribe or be with people that are like-minded with you. But like, I was like, where do you find these people?
I know.
And like, I never got it until I was there with you.
Yeah. Same.
Never, ever got it. And like now, I suppose, like I have a new group of friends now that I will have forever. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, me too.
And like, so we can mentor each other and help each other.
Push each other. The one thing that I was always envious of when I saw men in business, they'd always really challenge each other. They'd push each other. They would not compete with each other, but they were very, you know, they'd hold each other accountable. And I think we found that in our group now.
Yeah.
Whereas you'll say to me, why didn't you do that? Or me, I'll be like, Christine, your socials, come on, you're coming on to the podcast. I think that's what I was envious of. And I think we have found that now in women.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm delighted.
Yeah.
And I see when I read all this now, the 5 people you surround yourself. What's that saying, Ed? 5 people that you surround yourself with. I don't know. There's a saying basically that will tell you your outcome in life.
Yeah.
But I used to think that they were slogans till I felt that energy on that trip.
I did as well. I thought they were just things people made up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
And now I feel completely different about it. I feel like, yes, it really is important who you hang around with. It really is important that you push each other and that you share your dreams and you have somewhere safe to voice that.
Yeah.
That people are going to say, that's a brilliant idea, or no, it isn't.
And not someone who's going to slag you off because you have a
Oh
brain
my
buster that
God.
might or might not work.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anything is possible. I felt that, and I'm glad that you felt it too.
Oh, I
It gave
definitely
me-
did.
Like I was saying when we had Jojo on, that I think we slept about 20 hours for the whole week,
Absolutely.
and we weren't tired.
We weren't tired. We were just buzzing.
Yeah.
Buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. And I think definitely every couple of months, even once a year, I think if people can just like totally just buzz off, as in turn off everything, be off everything.
Yeah.
And it's nearly like
A reboot.
it's nearly like going to a retreat.
Yeah. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For me, it was.
You know, and it is even just to think about things, open your mind. And definitely I think it was like by going to China, like sure, we didn't know what China was. Oh, the Chinese are spying on us on TikTok. Like that's what we are being told here, you know.
Totally the opposite. But that's what we thought. I thought like they were going to be repressed people. I said it to Xiao Xiao, but they weren't.
They were so,
weren't
they were lovely. Like you didn't feel uncomfortable in any way. You felt so safe.
Yeah.
And even the men like that we were dealing with and everything, like no sleaziness or
Not
nothing.
one bit.
Genuine, really lovely, lovely people, you know. Yeah.
I loved it.
I can't wait to go back.
Me too. There's another trip in September. We'll go again. Now, come here. I have questions for you, right?
Okay,
These
go.
are the quick fire ones. I think I've robbed somebody else's bit, but I have it here. The best business advice you ever received?
Don't be a busy fool.
Yeah. Love it. Worst business advice?
I don't know. I can't think of
Okay,
anything.
right. We
on
don't
that
want
now.
negative anyway. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken or you're about to take? No.
I think every business decision that you take is a risk, but I don't think I've had any major risks.
Probably taking on
Because-
that pub. That was risky.
It was risky, but at the time I didn't think it was risky.
I just think you love a now bit of risk and a deal, and I think you.
Well, I
buzz off
do.
That. I do, Christine. I think she.
But there's a risk, like there's risk that you know. Well, the way I look at things is the risk that you're willing to lose. It's not
Yeah.
going to put you on the road.
It's
If it doesn't
measured
work
risk,
out,
yeah.
exactly, that's
Measured
it.
risk.
It's measured risk. But if you're like risky and you're going to lose your home and you're going to lose, like, then you're not a good business person if you're taking those kind of risks.
I agree.
You know, you have to. They have to be measured, as you say. And like, if it's like going to the races. You're either a gambler and you lose your whole pot, but if you're going to Punchestown, you say, okay, well, I have my gambling money in one little part of my purse and then I have my drinking money in the rest.
Yeah.
And then, so you go with your €50 gambling, which could cover your whole night, and you still have your drinking money when you come home, or else you come home at nothing. But like, you could bet in 2 races and you're just not winning today, so you just forget about it and you just go and enjoy
You move
yourself
on.
and forget about the gambling, you know.
And what do you think? Do you think in business you have to actually be able to do that in business? Before I ask you the rest of the questions, you have to be able to just say, right, that's done, move on. I've learnt my lesson. Didn't
Oh,
work.
100%. And the only way you're going to learn in business is by making mistakes. Like, you're actually not a good business person if you've made no mistakes at all. Because we all make
yes,
mistakes. And it's
yeah.
the only way you're going to grow, you're going to learn, is if you make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, well, we can share our mistakes and our experience with each other and say, look, I did go down that road. It didn't work for me. Maybe it'll be different for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think risk is part of business, but measured risk is the thing.
Yeah.
What
But
else
I
have we
think
got
as
here?
well,
Go on.
in order to be a business person too, you have to be a big dreamer.
Yeah, you do. You have to have a vision.
Yeah.
And you know what else I learned? You have to be able to share that vision with others and bring them along on the journey. I spoke to Ed about this as well. You have to be able to paint the picture of where we're going and excite people and say, are you coming?
But not everyone will be able to see it.
No, but the ones who are will come.
The ones who are will come. But then you have to be careful of the negativers. That'll never work. You can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't see what you're talking about. It's like you're drawing them a picture and they'll never be in and they'll never see. So you have to just say goodbye.
Yeah, and move on.
And it's sad, like, to say, but like, yeah, those people will hold you back and you can be with them for the rest of your life, but
They will.
they'll hold
They
you
will.
back. Yeah.
They will. What else have we got here? A few more. One habit that's contributed most to your success.
One habit.
I'd say hard work. I'm answering your question, sorry.
It is hard work, yeah. But you know as well too, when you enjoy something and you love it, you don't see it as being hard work.
You don't.
No, you're just following your dream. Like my father always said to me, do the things you enjoy. You'll grow, you'll love it. It won't feel like work.
Yeah.
But then, and it'll only take you half the amount of energy to do those things. Towards do the things they absolutely hate. Between the fighting that you don't want to do it and doing it, you're just better off paying someone else to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great in business. The stuff you really hate doing, just outsource.
Outsource it.
Get someone
Outsource
in.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And like you'll use your energy more productively and make more money in doing the things that you love yourself.
Yeah.
Than actually wasting time. Like if accounts, hate it, sitting down balancing stuff, it will take me 4 times as long to do that than anybody else will take. And energy. So like, just don't do it. Do the other stuff and get someone else to do that for you.
Yeah. And I see we were chatting about this as well. Like people are saying, I wouldn't waste that €400. Will you stop? I'd rather pay somebody.
It'd be the cheapest €400 you ever spend.
Yeah. I laugh when people say that. You're like, you're just holding yourself back.
But like you're paying that person €400 to do that thing that you hate and are no good at doing, where you could be making $2,000 doing something else. Yeah. So
they just don't. Some people just don't see it, and I'm like, stop trying to hold on to that stupid money. Get somebody else to do that for you. You're wasting time because time is money.
Time
and
is
energy
money.
is money.
And we all don't have enough time.
No.
I feel I don't have enough time.
Well, you've 2 businesses. You don't have enough time.
I don't have enough time. Yeah.
You
You
don't.
know, and like you have a family at home as well that needs your time as well.
Yeah.
You know, so like sometimes though we're so busy in the business that we're kind of neglecting that a little bit. And then it's the guilt's come in because, you know, I always said I'd collect my daughter from school on a Friday. Every September I said I would do that. That happened for about the first month. Then I got too busy and couldn't do it. Back to the childminder again.
I actually think that guilt is it. I don't know if it's for men. The men can answer this. But I said to my husband, he was going away for 2 weeks at work. And I said, would you feel guilty now? And he said, no, I'll be home in 2 weeks. I feel guilty when I go away.
Oh, I feel guilty.
Awful guilty.
Going to China for the few days.
Awful.
Awful guilty. Ma'am, when will you be back? Like,
I know.
You know.
I don't know if men... do you feel guilty when you go away?
Yeah, my son is 3.5. So
Yeah.
he's a baby, you know. A month is a long time for him. You know?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just because we have girls and they just love their mammies.
Oh no, my boy loved me more than the girls love me.
Yeah.
But I think it's a woman thing, the guilt. We spoke about it with Jojo. It's hard for women. But what I would say to women out there, and I know you're an advocate of this as well, is get help at home. With the home, don't try and do it all.
You can't do it.
No.
You can't. Yeah.
Get people in, get the housework sorted, get whatever it is you need to get done. Get people come to do your hair, get people, whatever it might you
Make
need.
your life easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't. I tried to be a martyr earlier and tried to have my home the way. No. Someone else comes in now and I just haven't time for that. Same thing. What else have we got here? Now, here's one for you.
Okay.
Property, farming or hospitality, which industry teaches the best business lessons?
Well, I would say they all teach you different lessons.
Come on, pick one.
Well, with the farming, it's definitely resilience.
Yeah.
Tough work, hard work, and like it has to be done. There's no leave until tomorrow. Like the cows have to be milked, the paddock has to be done, the silage has to be made. It's all done within those times. So I think it does make you good at going in, getting your work done, staying, getting it finished, then going home. That kind of way. with that.
Responsibility. And did you see O'Leary said that when he looks at CVs, when he sees farming, he's like, I'm having them.
Yeah, it's a pity I didn't know that 30 years ago.
work for him. But
I'd
he
be number
did.
2 in Ryanair. Maybe watch out, Michael. He'd be gone. I'd be running it.
You would. You would. Now, last 2 questions. What does success mean to you today?
Today, well, before it was like bigger, bolder, more. Today now, I think success is being happy, really,
Yeah.
and content. And sometimes I think when you're not happy in your life, you kind of want more and more because you think that's going to make you happier. Yeah. But it actually doesn't. And like I was a bit like that. Oh, I'll just get a new car. That's really going to make me happy. New car doesn't do it. I'm just going to get, I'd love that handbag. It's not going to do it. You have to get your inner peace and, like, I suppose, grow to love yourself and be kind to yourself. And like money is only to pay the bills. And like once we can go on holidays, our children, their activities are covered, you have a home over your head. Like you can only spend so much in your lifetime too. So it's not all about the business and the be it all. I think the success in life is actually to be happy because you're only here for one life.
Christine, love that. Now, what would little Christine with her milk bucket think of big Christine today?
I think little Christine would be delighted with big Christine, especially now. Definitely. Yeah. Like I would never have had a clue about makeup, hairstyles, clothes, fashion, none of that when I was younger. And I suppose when I was even in secondary school, I was that quieter, in the background kind of girl. And I don't feel I'm that girl anymore.
No, you are not.
So I think, I should be very proud.
Oh, I love that. Oh, Christine, we're going to end it there. Before we do, and I say my thank yous and all that, where can people reach you? If they want advice on property, if they want somebody to help them negotiate a deal, I am telling you.
I would be delighted to do that. Look, I could have talked here for hours and hours
Yeah.
with you. I suppose there's lots of other things.
We'll be back on. We'll be back on when you have your new thing.
Absolutely. So it's Nace Property Management, and you'll get me at Christine at Nace, Naas, as in the town, pm.ie. And I'd be delighted if somebody has money they'd like to invest and isn't sure of what maybe direction or what properties to buy or something like that. Like we can act as an agent for them as well.
Brilliant.
Sourcing things for them, work at what return they want to get on their money and things like that. Yeah, that's a new area that we're going into as well. If they have a house that's just sitting there, maybe they have a parent's house, they're in a nursing home, they don't know what to do with it, they're thinking about renting it. Why not? Like,
okay,
they're ending up having to look after a property, and then when it's vacant with insurance and stuff like that, like I look after getting a great tenant for you and look after your property for you.
Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you're on Instagram now, Christine.
And now I'm on Instagram as well.
Is it Christine _
Kildare?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're going to be on that now.
So I will.
Yes, you will. Mm-hmm. This is all new for Christine, by the way. We only set this up the other day. That's why I'm like, she is so going to be on this.
That's why I refer to myself as the dinosaur, because if I didn't do something, I'd be gone. Yeah.
Yeah, but now you are, and you're going to have all these reels from this. Amazing.
Can't wait.
So, Christine, thank you. This is your first podcast, and I'm
First
delighted
podcast.
that this is the first one. So, thank you.
Thank you.